Pie Waffles, and tonight we are looking at the first Super Action statue from Part 7 that you guys requested I review. I have most of them except for D4C, so I'll be reviewing them in between other reviews, just, to space them out. This is Diego Brando from Steel Ball Run. This is the Wonderfest edition, but I'll point out what is included with the regular release, which will be coming out in December, and what's just exclusive to the convention, which, well, actually most of it is just pointed out right here on the accessories on the back. We'll take a closer look at those. The box, it's a little bit heftier. I don't know why, but just noticed that it's a little more heavy than other boxes, but the figure's not in the box, so let's actually take a look at the figure. Alright, so taking a look at Diego and just his overall sculpt, Part 7 in general takes a very, like the Super Action statue line takes a very big departure in some regards to the standard Super Action statue articulation and adds some things that I don't really like, but they're kind of, a lot more easier than and a lot less likely to break than on older versions of figures. But we will go over the new articulation. But past, I think, 2017, they've gone to this new articulation scheme. So every figure that will be released from now on, that is new and not a reissue, will contain more than likely most of this articulation that Diego will have. But he's really nice. He has that, I don't know what kind of pattern. I guess just like a mesh pattern, like Mista. But instead of, having a cuff right here, he has gloves, which are really nice. He has Dio put on his belt and on his helmet, which is very, very Dio-esque if he was in a horse race, I guess. Here we have the back. I don't know if that's like actually something horse jockeys have on the back of their outfits. I don't really watch horse racing if that's apparent. But paint and all that's really nice. It's really clean for the most part. His face is one of the best face paints in a while. It's really nice. There is some minor shading along the musculature, which is really nice too. It's not so much on the arms, it's just more or less just right here on the torso. It's not so much down here except for where the belt meets. And then there's really nice shading on the pants. And on the boots as well. Now for the regular release, I don't know, because that's coming out in December, so this is just for the Wonderfest version that the paint is consistent on. We'll get to a problem of why I more than likely will get another one, like get a regular release, but yeah, that's just really it for Diego sculpt-wise. The sculpt's really nice. Medicos does a really good job most of the time with sculpt. They don't really skimp out on details for the most part, but let's actually take a look at the accessories and the Wonderfest accessories. So Diego comes with, well, the standard release of Diego will come with 2 heads and then 4 pairs of hands. One of the heads being the standard head right here, which is painted really nice. Green lipstick. I love it when they put lipstick on Jojo figures. It's just, I don't know, something about it. And then the pair of fists. And then he has a pair of sprawled out hands. Then there'll be a different pair of sprawled out hands, but we'll take look at those in a minute. They're all really sculpted really nice. They're really hard to fit on the new pegs. I don't know if it's just the Steel Ball Run line, but every time I have to interchange the hand pegs on these, I'm always scared to break them. I don't know if it's just a new plastic or not for the figures, but it's just really scary. And then here we have a sprawled out hands with some nails for his stand scary monsters. Yeah, these are really nice. The paint is somewhat clean on most of them. There's some paint bleed on some of the nails, but for considering how small it is, I think that's a good job, and it's more hit than miss on that. And then we have a pair of more gestural hands. One's more calm, the other one's more like dynamic. It's meant for a pose. That's a spoiler to Steel Ball Run, but we'll get into that whenever we go over the Wonderfest parts, which we're going to go over after we look at the other regular head that comes with Diego, and that is his partially transformed scary monster's head. Now, I don't know if it's just, I mean, it's accurate to a degree. It's just, it's so bad. I don't know. it's just I'd rather have a like a helmetless Diego than a fully transformed, like partially transformed Scary Monsters Diego. I don't know, but it's really nice. The paint's really clean. I believe those scratches are sculpted. Yes, they are. So that's a really nice touch. He still has his ears. You can see where they melded the face together. And I almost forgot. Diego's last accessory is an interchangeable crotch piece, so he can have his dino tail. Um, that is for his Stand Scary Monsters again. Uh, it's I'm not I won't have any photos with it, just because it's really annoying to remove his legs and torso, and it's really tight and they loosen up real quickly. So even if you warm them up, so that's why I'm getting like the standard release, just so I can interchange it and have that as my Dino Tail Dio. So just a heads up, if you don't feel safe interchanging it, don't, because it's I tried to and I don't feel comfortable with removing it. So the torso is easy to remove. It's just the legs I'm concerned about because the ball peg in the legs is so thin. I'm just afraid of snapping it. But it's really nice paint. It has Dio along the tail, just so you know who he is, and then same belt buckle. But I have noticed that the gold is a lot more darker on this version than on the actual crotch piece. But I don't know. It's just a thing I noticed. And now for the Wonderfest parts that are non-spoilerly. This is a more partially transformed Scary Monsters Diego. It's more or less just showing cracks in his face. It's if you're gonna buy the Wonderfest version, make sure it comes with the Wonderfest parts, because this is the selling point. This is what everyone comes to pay for. This is your price of admission, and this is what everyone's going for. And this is why he garners so much money right now. He used to be a lot more, but we'll get into that at the end. It's just really nice. I do have some paint bleed onto the teeth with the gum painting, but it's not that bad. It's just noticeable when you really, really look at it. And then let's get to the other exclusive Wonderfest exclusive part, which is a spoiler for Steel Ball Run. So if you don't want to see the spoiler, I'll put a timestamp of where you can skip to, just so you don't see it. Alright. Are you gone? Alright. So here is the world plate for alternate Diego. If you don't know, there is another Diego that shows up in Steel Ball Run, and he has Part 3 Dios stand the world, which, well, I mean, Steel Ball Run is an alternate world, so it is possible for a Diego to exist with the world stand, and it just says the world, and I forgot, I think it's like time is now mine or something, I think, but I'll put the accurate translation. It's a really nice thing. It's one of the only plates I really display, because of just how nice it is. Most of the Steel Ball Run plates are nice, which is, a good selling point for the Wonderfest figures. But that's all the accessories, so let's look at articulation. And so for articulation, Diego has the new Steel Ball Run and on, and well, actually it's just more the 2017 and on articulation scheme, so most figures will follow his articulation scheme as we go along with the new Steel Ball Run figures. He has a ball joint with a hinge that can let him go up that far. It's kind of disappointing, but on some other figures it's a lot better because the sculpt will let them get a lot more, but you can get him to, it can go around really a lot, but just be careful. If you stress the joint too much, it may potentially break. Just be careful with that. Other new things, instead of a ball joint up here, they've removed that and just put a peg, which makes it a lot easier to interchange heads, but you do lose that little more, like, head tilting, but I guess you can get it with the neck if you force it, but once again, that's a small peg, so you do not want to break it. Looking up, he can kind of look up, but looking down, oh yeah, he can look all the way down. But that's just a trade-off for the new scheme. Once again, double jointed elbows. Well, as you can see, it's really nice. He can swivel at both, but on mine, the swivel right here is really loose, so just be mindful. That could be a problem on a wide release, that these joints could get loose. He has a ball joint that at his torso that doesn't do much. It can't arc back much because of this plate back here, so it's going to be running into that a lot. And then he has a ball joint down here, which can get him, that's where you're going to get most of your movement from. It's where you're going to get most of your arc back, your side to sides. That's it. And then the ball pegs at the hands, once again, I mentioned in the But the hands, it's really hard to put them on. But the fists, because they come on him in a package, they're gonna be a lot easier to fit back on. The legs, that has the same T. It has a T joint right here, so you can kick up that much. It's kind of disappointing. Kickback, not that's a fever dream. You're not going to get a kickback. You can go out a little bit, but not much. But you have an upper thigh swivel, which it does its job. I mean, if you move it, it can get him kick up a little bit further. But other than that, it's just there. Double jointed knees, because of the sculpt, you're not going to get very much. Well, you're going to get a lot, but it just depends on how you orientate the knees. You can swivel at this joint as well, but I tend to use it more down here, so yeah, that's fine. And then he has a hinge joint down here that's really limited, which is the suckiest thing I could ever see coming from a Diego figure. And then he can't even go forward at all. Like, there's no forward on him at all. But he does have ankle pivot a little bit. There is a decent amount of ankle pivot. And then a toe hinge that's somewhat... I wouldn't even consider a toe hinge because it doesn't do that much. But other than that, besides the hinge right here, it's just the standard Medicos suite when it comes to the articulation. Let's actually take a look at him with some other figures from the line. Now for size comparisons, because I still can't find my ruler, I don't know where it went. Here he is compared to a kneeled down Johnny's Joestar, because Johnny is a paraplegic in Steel Ball Run, so he can't stand, unfortunately. But I think it scales alright. Alright, there is Johnny standing up. He's about the same height as Diego for the most part, but it depends on how you stand them up. But I think Diego is taller than Johnny canonically. I think he is, but I may be wrong. Here he is with Gyro Zappelli, our boy. Gyro is in a more gestural pose, but Gyro is the tallest, I believe, besides Funny Valentine. I have Funny Valentine on the shelf currently. He's just, I don't know. I like Valentine's pose, so I didn't want to take him out. And here he is compared to another import figure line. SH Figure Arts, here's the Scouter Vegeta, and SHF is a little bit smaller in some regards, so yeah, Vegeta is the smallest character for the most part besides Krillin and Frieza, but yeah, he's small still. And then let's compare him to an Articulated Icons Ninja, which is a more domestic figure, and of course domestic figures will once again be taller than their overseas counterparts, so Articulated Icons Ninja. Here he is with a Jazzwares Fortnite. I forget the guy's name, but it's a really nice scale. Actually, no, they're about the same height, so that's not bad. It's that's one of the more fair domestic lines. And here he is with a Marvel Legends Paladin. If I can get Paladin to stand up straight. And Paladin towers over him, of course. But that's it for size comparison. So let's get to the final verdict on if you should cash out for the Wonderfest, or should you just wait until December for the regular release. Now, should you buy Diego? At the retail normal one, yeah, you should probably buy it because it's a really good figure. Besides the ankle articulation, he's not that bad. If you're going for the Wonderfest version, I wouldn't pay more than $250. But he's starting to go down a little bit as the pre-orders go on, because he's becoming more available, so people have to lower the prices to get people to buy the Diego. But if you don't care about the cracked head, you can wait until December. Yeah, go ahead and get the standard release. But the cracked head is a big seller. And the tail, if you are afraid to switch out the tail, I'd recommend getting both, just because it's a scary thing, and I want to break a $250 figure, because that would hurt, and I don't feel like hurting today for that. Yeah, Wonderfest version, if you got a little more dough to spend. Non-regular, if you can wait until December and you don't care about the cracked head or the plate. I'm not going to spoil it there, but you'll probably see photos of it right now, because I did take a lot of photos with the plate, but I don't have the figure that could correspond with that, so maybe you'll save yourself from spoilers. I don't know, but read part 7. It's a really good part. But other than that, Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you later with another Super Action Statue review.